Hi, my name is Noah Corals, and I'm an intern for Catherine Good for Good Circle Marketing. And here's our interview with Felecia Lewis with Unlimited Potential on The Good Pour.
Welcome to A Good Pour, Conversations about Good Work. I'm Catherine Good, founder of Good Circle Marketing and the host of this podcast. Today, it is a special day. We have a co-host today, Noah Corals, who is a senior at Pope Prep and an intern for Good Circle Marketing, is here with us to interview Felecia Lewis, who is the Associate Executive Director of Unlimited Potential. And Noah chose Unlimited Potential as his good project.
Thank you, Noah.
For those who don't know, the Good Circle Marketing interns, we take senior interns who spend their first semester of their senior year working with a startup business or a nonprofit to help them they actually run through our marketing strategy. So this is an opportunity for the student to learn about marketing strategy and how kind of a real world agency works outside of what they're learning in school. It gives me a little outlet to teach a little bit, and I love the next generation of people coming into our business world, and so I get to interact with them. And then we also get to help a nonprofit or startup business with some marketing foundational tools, and just, I hope, ask you questions and think through things in a new way. So glad to have you both here. Thank you for being on A Good Pour.
Yes.
So I will kind of ask a few questions, and then we're going to get Noah some experience here on his very first podcast. But Felecia, tell me about Unlimited Potential and how you do good work.
Unlimited Potential started in 2003, and it started as a ministry of First Baptist Church on Winchester by Dr. Derek Jackson. Ultimately, they had like 2 or 3 programs, and they decided they needed to start a nonprofit with it. So it's been in existence since 2003. However, I don't think many people knew about it. Mm-hmm. So when I started in 2020, Lord help us, we went home for about 6 months, and I didn't have a clue as to what I was doing, to be honest. I had worked at the Gallatin Shalom Zone for a couple of years, and I think I knew enough just to be dangerous. So it gave me a good start. And once we came back in October of 2020, we just hit the ground running, and we started giving out food boxes, which were the federal food boxes. And then I started to look at the programs that they already had in existence and just started trying to talk to people like Catherine and other people, and got involved in the chamber so people would actually know what Unlimited Potential is. And we are a nonprofit, and we try to provide families and individuals to kind of a hand up, pull up, and try to provide resources, mentoring, and skill development for them. And sometimes when you're looking for food, you don't want any of those. You just want a box of food. So that's kind of how I got started with Unlimited Potential. So I've been doing it since February of 2020.
Noah, what made you pick Unlimited Potential as your project?
So many reasons. When I was looking through all the things that I could pick, this one really stood out to me because of all the things that they provided. And it wasn't just focusing on one issue, but it was also focusing on different types of issues, and they had a problem to fix it. No, they had a solution to fix it. And, it didn't matter what age you were. Like there was multiple programs for younger kids, and then for people who are suffering with a lack of food, and kids who just don't have as much as I do, and it really stands out to me about what they do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as you've asked Felecia your question so far when it comes to marketing, what do you think a challenge is for marketing, especially nonprofit business?
I feel like not many people know about it because, it's not the fact that they're not interested, but, that's not like the first thing that they, look up or anything like that. But it's also, it's hard to, be recognized as a nonprofit, especially when there's so many. And you just really need a way to stand out from other people and other nonprofits. And it's really about not just the people who participate in the things you help with, but it's also the people that volunteer. They're the people who will spread the most word about it, because they'll be impacted by it, they'll be influenced to help other people, and that's where they really just go out and tell people about it, and it will bring more people in to know about the nonprofit.
I kind of like that, Noah, because I think that's what's happening now, especially when we do our mobile food pantries. That's one of the things to me that stands out about us. And when you look at the parking lot, when you have the volunteers that come, there's somebody that looks like you, there's somebody that looks like you, there's somebody that looks like me. So, and then we're all over there trying to help whomever's in that particular line. It doesn't matter what color they are, it doesn't matter where they've come from, it doesn't matter how much money they make. Everybody needs some help in some way. So I think that's a great point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also going back on that, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. And I feel like as a whole community and as a whole country, we struggle with that. And, people are on this side, people are on this side, and we can't really just come together and bring peace, but that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I also chose this, people at my school, they'll be far right, far left, and then, they'll just be angry. They'll lose friends. They'll want to lose friends because, they don't agree with them. But in reality, we just need to come together as a community and, be happy with each other because, that's all in all what this world needs is kindness. And that's what Unlimited Potential brings.
Thank you so much, Noah.
That is amazing. Awesome. I love this. You're doing good work together already. So he talked a little bit about, the struggle with getting the word out. One of the things I admire about you, Felecia, and you from the get-go asked me for help, and I see you asking other people for help. How is that the idea of just, you have to ask for people to help you of things that you don't know, right? In order for you to better do your job and to do good work. How is that kind of a part of your personality to just ask for help?
It is not.
Oh, well, you do a very good job of it.
I swear it is not a part of my personality. I'm more of a quiet person, but having to do something like this, you've got to step out. Like Noah said, you got to be kind of spotlighted. So it is not part of my personality, but I know in order for this to become successful, you got to step outside of your comfort zone. So I will ask you anything now.
And you know that I love to help you.
I know you do.
And it can be little things, it can be big things. There's sometimes where I'm like, you can't afford me for that reason.
That's why this is so important.
Yeah.
Oh, Felecia. Okay, so let's see. Noah, what you have a question you want to ask?
Well, I wanted to go back on that. She told me on our first discovery meeting that she didn't really like asking people for help, but she does, and she makes it work. And she also wants people who want to see unlimited potential that it's okay to ask for help, even if you're struggling. And she does it, and she sets a great example of it, and it influences people. We will help you, and it's okay to ask for help because everyone in the world is struggling, no matter who you are, and it's always okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
So how are the ways people ask you for help?
A lot of people ask me for help for just little bitty things. Sometimes they'll come by and ask us if we have a gift card, and they may need some gas. But those are the types of things that we may or may not have if we haven't been given those types of things. That's not even in our budget. We do something called the Stay Warm Shelter, and it's only open in the coldest months of the year, but January and February. But there's always somebody needing housing, and that's not exactly what we do. We open up our gym to provide a warm place for people to go, but in Sumner County, there's no housing, no transitional housing for families, mothers, single mothers, really single men, unless you're on drugs or something. Mm-hmm. So housing is a huge factor. that people really ask for. And all we can do is just provide other resources for them or send them to Nashville. And they're coming this way. So, because of the affordability of housing.
Yeah, we have nowhere to
No, we don't. And at some point,
help to be given.
yeah, at some point, I hope our city and county become more involved, like Wilson County. They have something called Compassionate Hands, and they've been working on it for several years. And the city and the county are more involved in it. So if we can all be on the same page, we might be able to find some sort of transition for those families or single persons to go to.
Absolutely.
We really need that.
Yeah.
That's my prayer anyway.
What's been the biggest thing you've learned so far about what they do? Just the fact that they existed at all.
I'm personally glad that I learned about it, because when I went there the other day to have a meeting with her, I saw many kids there who were attending their programs, and all smiles on all of their faces. They were talking to them like they were family, and that's what they want. And I took a tour around it. It was amazing. They have computers for people who want to study and for tutoring, and they have a big gym. It's very nice, and they have a gym, all that. And I was really surprised that people don't really know about this. And I feel like once we start rolling and people learn more about it, it's gonna be great. It already is great. And just Felecia.
Thank you.
She's amazing. She sets a great example.
Thank you, Noah.
The people behind Unlimited Potential, they do what they want in a way like we want to help you. And there's some services that they don't provide, but when I had a meeting with her, she said, I will always help them though. I won't do the action. They might need to put in a little work for them, but I will help them. And that's just amazing. And they're great, the people behind it,
So Felecia, the name is Unlimited Potential. So tell me how helping someone, giving them just a little bit of security when they feel totally insecure, whether that's food or a warm place to sleep, how does that help them realize their unlimited potential?
It provides hope that they can exist till the next day. 2020, October of 2020, there was a man that came through the line, and I'll never forget this. And it was just a box of food. But he said that last night was my last meal. So it provided some hope for him because he knew he could come somewhere and get a box of food from us. And it helped him get through the next week. Unlimited Potential also loves to partner with other nonprofits. So if there's something that we can't do, I'll just get on the phone and call, can you do this or can you help this person? So we do the best we can with the resources that we have, but we'll still seek out more if we can.
Yeah. Love it. So you get to work with a lot of different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
Some's easy, some's hard, some is dramatic, some is not. How do you take care of Felecia to make sure that you continue to have the energy and motivation to do good work?
It's tough. It's really tough. I have a grandbaby at my house, so when I get home, she wants to play or love on Granny. By the time I get home, if I sit in the chair, I'm conked out, and it takes a lot out of you. But I get up the next day and just ask God to get me through the next day, because you never know what the other person is encountering. I get to go home. I get to eat. I get to drive. I get to get some gas. But there may be somebody who may not. And whatever I can do to help that person during that day, it makes me feel better. It's tough. It's tough. I almost think I might need a shrink or something to kind of talk through it sometimes. But you just don't know. And then sometimes I sit in my office and I just have some downtime, just quiet. Yesterday I volunteered to get some downtime.
Where did you volunteer at?
At United Way,
Okay.
at the golf tournament.
Good.
I just needed some downtime. So
Well, I'm glad you realized that you needed some downtime.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're still serving, but you're serving in a different way.
Absolutely.
And just that change of scenery and the change of what you're doing can make a
Yeah.
big difference.
And sometimes you don't have to lead, you can follow.
That's
And
right.
sometimes it's better to follow. What can I do for you? What can I do for you today? You don't have to do anything right now, but in about an hour, I need for you to do this. I'll sit down and just chill. So sometimes you just have to do self-care for yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I love Unlimited Potential, is because of her, because she, again, is a great leader. And, I really do relate with that, I feel like I could volunteer more. And, Felecia has really reminded me of that. And I feel like when I'm really happy, it's when I'm helping someone. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why I picked you. Is
Thank you.
because you really do a lot to help people. And, that's going to bring a lot of happiness
Yeah.
on both ways. It's double rewarding for the person who helps and for the person who receives.
Mm-hmm. And I guess one of the uniquenesses about Unlimited Potential is that we do a lot with a little. And at some point, we'll get those dollars, but we do with what we have. And I think it makes a big difference, and the word gets around. Go over to 260 East Winchester Street, knock on the door, ring the doorbell.
So I pulled up my phone because the Bible verse for today on the Bible app that I have it on my home screen, it says, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." And that's 2 Corinthians 9:8 is, if I could read really, really small writing. Which anytime a Bible verse says good, I typically save it because it's my brand, right? Mm-hmm. But I also think that this Bible verse is misunderstood a lot, so that it's God is able to bless you abundantly so you can do good work. But he gives us abundance so that we
Yes.
can serve and love other people. And so, one, you do that every day, and you're teaching people like Noah to do it too. You teach me how to do it too.
Thank you.
Why do you think that's important, and what do you need? I mean, especially as we approach the holidays, people tend to want to give a little bit more. But in your own experience, like just yesterday, you went to serve somebody else because you knew that would fill you up in a different way, so you could pour out every day. So why do you think that's important, and then how can people help you?
It's important to go help somebody else, another nonprofit, because that's just how I am. And it builds relationships too with the people that you meet. I know Aaron for the last 3 or 4 years, but there are other people that I can meet, that I can form relationships in that small amount of time. What was the other part you asked me?
How can, especially as we approach the holidays, how can people help Unlimited Potential?
We are working on summer camp for next year, and we have a middle school and an elementary summer camp. And we are trying to provide breakfasts and lunches for them as well for the entire month of June for 20 days. They go Monday through Friday. So we're trying to get funds for that. Also, we do a community field day, which we have decided to do it in the Clearview Park because it's underserved, and a lot of kids don't get to go on vacation. They don't get to go bowling. Some of them don't get to go swimming. So we provide a full day of just fun. Bounce houses, face painting, free pelicans. They can't, some of them have never been to pelicans. So free pelicans, the truck comes over there, everything. We just try to provide a full day of fun for them. So we're looking for sponsorships for that too as well.
Awesome. Any other questions for Felecia?
How do you do it? What gives you the strength for it?
When I first started this, I had to ask God for the strength because I wasn't sure if this is what He wanted me to do. But somehow every day. He keeps telling me to keep going, and he confirms that I've done something right. So I just have to thank God for that. That's the only way you can keep going, because after the pandemic, we know we can do less and have less. But God is the one that's keeping us afloat.
Well, I hope all of you heard when I asked the question to Felecia of how she does it, and Noah asked it again in a different way. I hope you heard her, one, that it's her heart that's speaking, that she loves to do this, but I also hope you hear some weariness. I think nonprofit leaders wear way too many hats. I also think that we as a community, if we can't solve a problem, we leave it up to our nonprofit community. And so on top of wearing too many hats, we are putting way too much pressure on our nonprofits. So we have a fabulous nonprofit community here in Sumner County. They can be even better and do even better work if we love on them, love on our leaders. It's very easy to write a check, and please don't get me wrong, they want the check, they want the donations.
Absolutely.
But we also need to find time and ways to love on our nonprofit leaders. So I just felt really called to say that today after just hearing you, especially as we approach holidays. All of our nonprofits are going to be going even harder, doing more, raising more money, opening up gyms for the cold weather, taking food. We need, all those things seem to amplify during the cold weather months. So please just find a way to take care of our nonprofit leaders.
Yeah. Giving Tuesday is November the 2nd. So if anybody out there is willing, we would love to have your dollars to continue to keep our nonprofit going. Giving Tuesday, November the 2nd.
Awesome. Well, thank you for both of you, for being on A Good Pour.
Thank you.
Thank you for the good work you both do. Noah, I just appreciate you picking a nonprofit because of what they do. And you know that they can do even more, and you know that marketing helps. And so thank you for your expertise that you're adding to them, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Me too. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Noah.
Thank you. Thank you.